be right back. Hi, Mama. Welcome, Bruce. Oh, hi, sofa. Okay. Hi. I'm back. I really need to hang that up. Oh. Dewey's awake again. Sofa. Sofa. Hi, Bean. Welcome. I don't know what Sofa's doing. She's just sitting there. Come here, baby. No, you're just gonna lay on my shoes? Okay. And now Minnie's awake. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to pop in. How's everyone's night been? Dewey! Sorry. There's nothing to bark at. I don't know why he's barking. Oh, is everyone coming in here now? Hi, Moo. Hang on. I have to go check on the dog. Dewey, what is wrong with you, baby? Oh, I'm sorry, Bubba.
Sofa, what are you doing? I'm back. Sorry. No, I am not. How was my Thanksgiving? It was actually pretty good. How was yours? Yeah, I don't know what she was doing. She doesn't normally do that. But yeah, that's Sofa. There is another kitty that also inspects cameras called Boba. Bruce, be nice. Okay, then. Is there two of you under there? No. What are you even doing under there, Mumu? Where is Cadaver? I swear to God. Bruce, you be nice to the baby. You be nice or you can get out. Why does everyone keep asking me that? No, I'm not. Hey, no! Sorry. Bruce has been in a mood. Dewey, out. Out. No, baby. Yeah. Hi, you're all slobbery. Come here. Come on. Come on, Jason. Out. Now there's slobber all over my bed. That's awesome. Sorry for the interruption. He's still a puppy. Bruce, what are you doing? If I play Roblox, I used to. I stopped after I figured out what they're doing to that guy who's catching predators on there. That's also why someone I know is like completely locked down. You be nice to her. I see you getting ready to pounce. True. You want up here, baby? Come here. Come here, Sofa. Momo, be nice. Why is everyone just wanting to attack each other tonight? Bruce. Literally, you're not even near anyone. You... Ugh. Where did Minnie go? Sofa, stop tearing things up. That is your own shadow. He's attacking his own shadow. Shush, Bruce. Bruce. That's what I thought. Okay, I will be right back, and then after that, we can start the story. You be nice.
Oh, hi, Minster. Hi, Bean. Nacho, no. Dewey, go. Dewey, go lay down. Go lay down. Good boy. Happy. Happy. Sweet baby. Now the only one we're missing is your grandma and your mama. Yeah. Your grandma doesn't like me very much. Okay, be nice in the comments. Moo Moo, don't eat that. That is not for cats. Minnie! Oh my god. Hopefully this uploads the entire thing this time. Because last time it said it was 38 minutes. It didn't actually upload the full 38 minutes and only the first 15, not the actual story. So here we are again from page 1. Well, not of the book, of chapter 9. Bean! Exactly. Everyone is just... Tiki was exhausted from the... And already I'm stuttering. Hold on. Bruce, if you can't be nice, you can't be in here. Exactly. Tiki was exhausted by the time she returned to Charing Cross. Her fear of Clara's health was now... Okay. We're not doing this. You be nice to the babies. You are bigger. Watch the attitude. Sorry, Bruce just got in trouble for attacking one of the kittens. He's been in a mood lately. And not a good one. Why is everyone underneath the bed? Anyway. Sofa, I promise you, you don't want to go out there. God damn it. On, he's trying to get in the dog food. No. makeup, baby. Come here. Stay out of the makeup. Sweet kitty. Okay, I'm back. Had to stop the cat from getting into the dog food. And then I saw the dog on the back of the couch, like a cat. Okay. Her fear for Clara's health was now intertwined with the sense of desperation. It would probably cost several pounds a day to keep Clara in the hospital. She would need to pay the hospital before they allowed her to take the little girl home once she was well, if they let her take Clara home. Okay. And the only way to... I don't even know what he's eating at this point. And the only way to come up with that much money was to sell the ring. But how to sell the ring without getting caught? Do not drink that! Good boy. Tiki had spent the entire walk home trying to come up with a plan. All the while her conversation with Riker ticked in the back of her head like an annoying clock. Hey, no. We're not doing that. No. You are not small enough. Oh my god. I love these cats, but every night they do this. The ring is a reservoir that holds things. If you do have the ring, they'll find you. She shivered just thinking about it. If they were like If they were like Marcus, she didn't want anything to do with them. The moon gleamed straight overhead as she pulled open the large doors of Charing Cross and trudged wearily down the main thoroughfare. Oh my god, I can't talk. Of the station. She checked the corridor for any bobbies. Once again, I have no idea what the fuck that means, but okay. I'll have to look it up because it's mentioned a lot in this book. I have no idea what it means. Then eased into their home. Seamus's hunched form sat by the stove, wilting a small piece of wood, while Tits's soft snores echoed from a dark corner. What was that? Sorry. I just watched Moo just fucking spawn in the middle of the day. I swear she thinks she's a gazelle. Tears hovered close to the surface as Tiki collapsed into one of the chairs. The day's events had finally caught up with her. A disturbing glimpse of the blonde girl in... Hey! Stop attacking your brother! Don't look at me like that. The day's events finally caught up to her. The disturbing glimpse of the blonde girl in King's Cross, the attack in the alley, her fearful belief that Riker was telling the truth when he spoke of the phase in interest. Faye's interest in the ring, and then Clara's admission to the hospital. It was almost more than she could bear. I can't tell if you're playing or just trying to be mean at this point, Moo. Sweet cat, but sometimes you really can't tell with her. Anyway, Where have you been? Seamus whispered. You scared the daylights out of me. I thought maybe they caught you. Fiona sat up on the girl's side of the stove and rubbed her eyes. Teak, is that you? She wrapped herself in a blanket and tottered over to them half asleep, yawning. She sat down across from Seamus, pulling the blanket tighter around her shoulders. Can we go see Clara tomorrow? Oh my god, I regret picking up Minnie. I love these cats, but I am so allergic to them. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'll be right back. I saw that, Momo. I mean... Do we know? Okay, puppers, stay out. Bean, are you coming in? Come on, baby. You stay out, baby. Hi, Minster. That's my spot. You need to move. Come here. There you go. I'm back. All the cats beside Minnie is literally staring at me right now. I can't talk, and it's annoying. I'd like to, but we might have to wait a day or two, Fee. Teak sighed. Clara's in good hands now. We've got to come up with some money fast. I've been trying to figure out how to sell the ring. It's the only way we'll be able to pay for Clara's care. Minnie, would you stop trying to fit in places that are too small for you? You are not a kitten anymore, despite what he may think. Seamus paused with his knife poised above the wood. Selling the ring is our only hope. But if we're caught, they'll split us up and lock us away in prison. Hang on, I just got a text. Who's texting me? Oh. My best friend's texting me, sorry. I hear do. I keep getting sidetracked. Sorry. Okay. What did you learn over at Cheapside? I talked to a couple different gents, but I don't know, Teak. He shook his head. Most of this. Most of those men would sell their soul to the devil if they thought it would make them some money. I'm not sure we can trust them. If someone comes asking about the ring, who knows? The royals might give them money if they name us. Tiki raised a shaking hand to brush a strand of hair from her forehead. Teak, are you okay? Fiona asked. Well, that's one way to get up there. Something happened today. She told them about being attacked by Marcus. There was something strange about him. Her voice faltered. She couldn't bring herself to tell them more. We need to be extra careful right now. I still think we should ask Riker. Seamus spoke with unusual stubbornness. Ask Riker what? Fiona asked. No, Tiki replied. I don't want him involved. Fairies and truces, she pushed the memory of Marcus's lips on hers, the strange feel of the wing on his back. Oh, and if I pause, sometimes if I pause and I don't stutter, or if I don't look up, it's like a pause in the sentence. Just so you know. Stop stalking the baby. Come here, honey. Ugh. Is your sister being mean to you? Yeah. Here you go. Sorry. Not for cats. Okay. He probably just wants the reward like us. Tiki closed. Tiki closed her eyes, and the backs of her eyelids were imprinted with the otherworldly faces she had seen lingering and snarling at her. Their images were suddenly replaced with the breathtaking beauty of the blonde girl, silently watching her, then Riker's face. She bit back a gasp. Was Riker trying to protect her or set her up to steal the ring? Mumu, what are you doing? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked again. Seamus shrugged. I'm not so sure. I've heard things around. He shares food with some of the street. What are you doing? Oh my god. I'm not so sure. I've heard things around. He shares food with some of the street children and took care of some old bloke who was dying. Tiki wasn't sure what to think of Seamus's comment. I don't believe anyone would walk away from the fortune that this ring is worth, Riker included. He knows the streets like the back of his hand, Seamus said, and Riker has connections. That's what I'm afraid of, Tiki retorted. Connections that could make the ring disappear and we'll never see a farthing for the risk we took. She held her hands out to the warmth of the box stove. I don't fancy going to prison either. The Queen's ring? Fiona asked. Yes. Tiki looked at her. Well, as long as you're not attacking my foot, we're good. We're talking about who will pay the most and how we can get the money without being caught. Oh, Fiona yawned again. Why don't we just sell it back to the royals? She gave a sleepy smile. They probably want it returned. Maybe they'll give you a. They probably want it returned. Maybe they'll give you a reward. A reward. Tiki's eyes locked on the young girl, saw the ring back to the royals. An image of the handbill she'd found outside the station flashed before her. There was a reward being offered. It was clear. Okay, who's texting me now? Oh my god. Everyone's texting me right now. Okay, where was I? It was clear that they were desperate for the ring's return. Why not pretend they found the ring and return it for the reward? Tiki's lips stretched in a big smile. Fiona, you're brilliant. Hold on, I need a drink. Hey! Stop it! Okay. At first sight, Tiki snuck out of the clockmaker's shop and hurried outside. There was a large section of wall on the front of Charing Cross that was designed to post information. It didn't take long to find another handbill tacked there. She ripped it free. She skimmed over the words and came to a stop on the red letters scrawled across the middle of the page. £500, a fortune. Her gaze riveted on one line. If you have any information, contact Captain Davis Smith of the Royal Horse Guards. Tiki hurried back inside and showed the handbill to Seamus, Toots, and Fiona. £500? Fiona stared at Tiki with wide eyes. We'd be bloody rich. Sorry, I'm watching the cat just attack something on the floor. We'd never run out of food again. Toots cried. He skipped around the room in excitement. Toots is adorable. But how can we tell the guards we have the ring without getting arrested? Seamus asked. If we tell them we know where it is, they'll want to know how we know. It's not like a bunch of street rats are going to be able to hand them the ring, and they'll hand us the reward. He shook his head. Don't work that way. You're right. Tiki sighed. Somehow we've got to give them the ring without being seen. Toots stopped and looked at her with wide eyes. No way to do that unless you're invisible. They spent hours discussing ways to collect the reward, but in the end, there was always a possibility of getting caught, and in the meantime, food needed to be either stolen or purchased with stolen coins. Tiki nodded at Fiona, and they both edged closer to their mark. The woman's vivid red hair, with a blue hat pinned to the center of her head, reminded Tiki of an actress who used to shop at Mr. Potts's bookstore. What is going on with me recently? But this woman was much larger, and her stout arms were full of packages that she could barely see where she was going. Her bright blue handbag dangled on her arm like a sweet baking to be eaten. Flowers, Mum? Fiona called out to the woman holding up a red rose she had snatched from a nearby shop. Oh no, thank you, dear. Not a hand to hold it with, I'm afraid, the woman replied. Tiki put the Tiki put her hand down and moved forward to her shoulder. My God, what is going on with me? Hi, Bean. Tiki put her head down and moved forward, her shoulder bumping hard against the woman's arm as she reached for the coin purse within the handbag. Instead, the strap snapped and the whole thing fell into her arms. Excuse me, the woman called in a sing-song voice, unable to see Tiki below the bundles amid the thick Christmas holiday traffic. Tiki grunted in return and shoved the heavy bag under the coat hanging over her arm and gave Fiona a slight nod. Hey, you there. Startled, Tiki glanced back over her shoulder. Her breath froze. Her breath froze in her throat. A bobby was staring right at her. I think I'm starting to understand what those are. Just based on that sentence. But again, I'm not entirely sure. I want a word with you. Fee, run. Tiki took off, tucking the coat and handbag under her arm, and as she raced around startled travelers, she skipped around the corner and headed down the hallway, zigzagging around people and trolleys filled with luggage. Daring a glance behind, Tiki saw the Bobby's blue suit hurrying around the corner, his head swiveling back and forth as he looked for her. On impulse, she dove into Mr. Potts's bookstore, located along located along one of the walls within the station down from the trains loaded from where the trains loaded. Her breath came in great gasps as she hurried into the store, looking for a place to stash the coat and handbag. Can I help you? A wavery voice called. Tiki raced to the end of the aisle, stopped in the darkest corner, and dropped to the floor. She pulled a number of books from the lowest shelf and shoved her dark coat with the bag wrapped inside onto the shelf in their place with a grunt. She heaved the stack of books. He's trying to get into dog food again. She hefted the stack of books and dropped them on a nearby shelf. That doesn't make sense, but okay. Taking a deep breath, Tiki slid her hands into her pockets and whistled a soft tune as she tried to catch her breath. She sauntered toward the front of the shop, pursuing the titles on the shelf as she walked. What you be about today, young miss? Tiki feigned surprise as she glanced up. Oh, hello, Mr. Potts. Didn't see you when I wandered in. Tiki's large windows covered the front of the shop, providing a wide open view of the railway station filled with passerby. Tiki eased toward the window. Didn't look like you were wandering to me. Looked like you were fleeing. The stooped old man eyed her surprisingly. No running from somebody you were? Not running from somebody, were you? Who, me? Tiki asked. I don't know what you're talking about. She glanced at the stack of newspapers balanced on the corner of his old desk. The headline in bold print: Queen Victoria to host a masked ball for the Christmas holidays on December 16th. 4 days away, she envisioned a what is going on with me? can say this. I've said it before. What is wrong with me? She envisioned the piles of food she'd seen in the kitchens of Buckingham Palace, imagined the music of the orchestra playing in the distance. She wondered whether Prince Leo would be there. Tiki scanned the area outside the store. Have you got any new books for me to read? As a matter of fact, I've got a new one right back there, right back here. The old man shuffled away, disappearing between the racks of books. Why did you leave the child? Tiki jumped and whirled around to stare at, in surprise at a familiar blonde girl who stood behind her. Where had she come from? What? Tiki stuttered. That's your shadow bean. Hey, no! We are not attacking things. No. Excuse me. Watch your attitude. Sorry, the cats are just... One's being rude, one's attacking her own shadow, and one's trying to tear up my clothes. Hey! No! Anyway, let's get back to the story. The girl stepped closer for a second. The girl stepped closer for a second. Tiki caught a whiff of something that reminded her of the succulent smell of honeysuckle on a hot summer day. Why did that take me so long? My brain is just not working recently. I want to know why you took the child to that place and left her. She was your responsibility. The girl's striking beauty was diminished by the anger that blazed in her eyes. For a second, Tiki was afraid the girl was going to strike her. Tiki took a step back. Who are you? What do you want? A scream rang outside the bookstore, and Tiki jerked around. A bobby had Fiona by her arm and was marching her away. Ah, they're guards. Okay. That's one way to say it. Dewey's at the door again. I already read that. Tiki rushed out the door and raced toward Fiona and Bobby. She slowed as she... Hi, Moo Moo. She slowed as she... God! What is going on with me? You can read. You've done it many times. What is wrong with you? Athena.exe not computing. Where was I? She slowed as she neared, sneaking up behind the two of them, keeping on her toes as she shadowed their steps. Do not knock that over. Good girl. There had to be a way to get the Bobby to release Fiona. Watch it, a voice called on her left. Tiki jumped out of the way as a porter pushed an overloaded trolley of suitcases toward her. As the cart veered to miss her, a small valise fell to the floor near her feet before the porter could slow the heavy cart enough to retrace his steps. Tiki wrapped her fingers around the soft sides of the bag. Her eyes shifted from the porter to the policeman, clutching the valise. in her front in front of her, Tiki headed for the lobby. When she was a step behind him, she yelled, "Officer." I'm not actually gonna yell because there's my sister's trying to sleep. Oh, well, thank you. I am so sorry that I keep stuttering. Everything, like my brain, is not working recently. And I don't know why, but it's annoying. And thank you so much to those of you who like stick around while I'm stuttering. You guys are so awesome. That is awesome. That is actually amazing. To me, we're going a little off topic for a second, but to me, I always have like a cup of tea next to me and a warm blanket. I always say in the intros to my Storytime Saturday videos, grab your cup of tea, join me by the fireplace with a warm blanket. Because it is like the most comforting thing ever when you have a book or you're listening to a book. Oh, best thing ever. Sorry. Back to the story. The man's shoulders jerked in surprise, and he turned in response. Using both hands, Tiki shoved the valise as hard as she could straight into his stomach, forcing him to drop his hold on Fiona. As soon as he loosened his grip, Fiona ran. "Found this, sir. Someone must have dropped it," Tiki said from behind. She could hear the porter shouting. She grabbed the bill. She grabbed the bill of her cape and dipped her head, then turned and darted away through the crowds. "What are you doing?" "Hey." Oh my god, you and your brother are the exact same, I swear to god. Minnie! Hang on, the cat is getting into stuff again. Minnie! Stop it! No, let go. Bad cat. Moo, now what are you doing? Huh? What you doing? Watch the attitude. Jesus. She's had an attitude for a while. Anyway, go back to the story. Sorry for the interruptions. She's going after my feet now. Where was I? She could hear the porter shouting. She grabbed the bill of her cap and dipped her head, then turned and darted away through the crowds. Several hours later, it's just all caps. Just several hours later, Fiona sat across from Tiki as they took turns pulling one item at a time from the stolen handbag they had retrieved from Mr. Potts's bookstore. Fiona pulled out a small silver box. She snapped open the lid. "Look at this," she cried in delight. Inside, resting on a bed of red silk, lay a small silver filigree brush and mirror. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea if I said that right, but I hope I said it right. Now I have to find my place again. She pulled out the brush and ran it through her short, scruffy hair. "Aren't they beautiful?" Tiki eyed the set. "I wonder how much they're worth." "Oh, feel how heavy it is." Fiona pulled a small purse. What? From the bag. A purse within a purse. Is this Hermione's bag or some shit? My Harry Potter fans will get that. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Exactly. Stop being rude. Mind your manners. Okay. She grinned as she shook it, the coins jingling inside. So it's a coin pouch, not a purse. Who is texting me now? Oh my god. Everyone texts me around this time. Like, why? Open it, see how much there is, Tiki urged. Fiona loosened the drawstrings and poured the coins into Tiki's hand. In a tinkling waterfall. I think that's supposed to say tinking, but it doesn't. In a tinking waterfall. Look at it all. Her face glowed with excitement. Tiki nodded in satisfaction. Hot cross buttons for Toots tonight, huh? Maybe we can sneak one into the hospital of Clara too. For Clara too. She closed her eyes around the coins and noticed the dirt and crusted it under her fingernails. Filthy, every single one of them. Excuse me! Jesus. I swear, having animals is like having a child. It literally is. People compare animals to children all the time. It's literally having a child. Except on all fours and a little bit different. Okay, where was I? When was the last time she'd had a bath? When she was little, her mother would bathe her 2 or 3 times a week with scented soap. My brain did not register that right at first. Hey, no. Everyone is being mean to each other. What are you looking at, Teak? Tiki sighed. Nothing, I was just thinking I need a bath. Fiona laughed. What for? Sorry, my voice cracked. I'm tired of being dirty all the time. The way I see it, there's no point in getting all cleaned up unless you're planning on going to a ball. You'll just get dirty all over again the next day. Fiona leaned forward to peer into the depths of the bag. Her short brown hair sticking up in all directions. What else is in there? Short hair. I hate when they don't describe characters like as they introduce them, because then you just get this image, and then when they finally do describe them, it's nothing how you imagined it. Tiki's eyes were riveted on Fiona. What did you say? Fiona looked up in surprise. I said, what else is in the bag? No, before that. Fiona gave her a confused look. I said, unless you're going to a ball, what's the point in bathing? Tiki jumped to her feet. Feet, that's it. The swinging plank of wood that marked the entrance to their home shifted to one side as Toots and Seamus came in, breathing hard. Toots collapsed on a pile of blankets next to Tiki, rolling on his back and gasping, his sides heaving in and out like a bellows. Seamus leaned against the wall, his hands on his knees. Seamus gulped for air. There are a lot of bobbies out there tonight. We had a little trouble earlier ourselves, Fiona said. Tiki looked from one to the other. What happened? Did you steal something? Just this, Seamus grinned, opening his coat to reveal a large meat paste. It's spelled pasty. I think it's supposed to be patty. I'm just gonna say patty because pasty doesn't make sense to me. And this, he pulled open the other side of his jacket, disclosing a loaf of fresh bread. And this, Toots added from the floor he pulled up. He pulled a fresh chunk of cheddar from under his shirt and grinned with pride. Oh my god. I love this group. They're so cute. So adorable. Tiki and Fiona laughed together. A feast will have food for a week. Don't go attacking your shadow, Bean. It was almost an hour later when Toots heaved a sigh as he passed a loud burst of gas. Okay. Gross. I didn't need to know that. Ugh. Toots, stop it, Fiona said. Why do you always do that? Next to her, Seamus plugged his nose. Tiki groaned as she loosened her long braid. Toots, does that only happen when you eat, or if you just breathe there? Oh my god. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze again. I will be right back. No, Dewey. Okay. Hi, Moo Moo. Can you move, baby? That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Sorry, I got into a short conversation with my sister and had to put her ice pack in the freezer. And then I had to fight Nacho in getting out. Anyway, back to the story. Where was I? Toots giggled. I heard a couple of the Bobbies talking in the station today. They were saying that they've tripled the guards over at the palace. What with the Queen's ring getting snatched and all. Guards on every door to make sure nothing else gets stolen. Yes, Tiki nodded. But that's no problem for us. She paused, a smile playing at the corner of her mouth. Why's that? Seamus asked. Because the royals aren't guarding something being returned. 3 sets of eyes turned to look at her. What's that supposed to mean? Toots asked. I figured out how to collect the reward for the ring. You have? Fiona gasped. Tell us, Toots cried. Seamus gave her a questioning look, his response slow and measured as usual. Let's hear it then. Seamus, for some reason, reminds me a lot of Four from Divergent. I don't know why. I think it's just because of how they portrayed him so far. Yeah. Anyway, the Queen is going to have a masquerade ball on the 16th. Why did my brain read that as 10th? Tiki leaned forward, her eyes shining with excitement. I'm planning on attending. Fiona clapped her hands with delight. A ball? Will you wear a beautiful Will you wear a beautiful gown? She pushed herself off the floor and twirled in place, holding imaginary skirts out for her sides. Oh my god, she's adorable. Toots turned her nose up in disgust. His nose up in disgust. Why would you want to go to a ruddy ball? What are you thinking, Teak? Seamus asked. I'll sneak into the ball, hide the ring, and get out. She smiled, pleased with herself. Then we'll collect the reward and tell the royals where the ring is after we have the money. Hang on, I need to drink something. My mouth is dry. I don't have tea this time. I have an energy drink so I can stay awake. Next time I will have tea though. Okay. What was I? Then we'll collect the reward. Tell the royals where the ring is after we have the money. That's brilliant, Teak. Titch jumped up excitedly. But how are you going to do that exactly? But will you dance first? Fiona asked. I think I know where this is going. Seamus snorted out a disbelieving laugh. I think you've gone daft. Sorry, I had to pop. My neck was starting to hurt. You good, Moo Moo? Did that hurt? She jumped, but missed the jump. Poor baby. Tiki smiled. I have a plan. First, I'll have to find a dress, she said. And what do you mean you'll hide the ring? Seamus interrupted. Tiki shifted her gaze to him. It's obvious we can't just walk up to the guards and hand someone the ring. We've gone round and round trying to figure out a way to trade the ring for the reward, but in the end of the day, it's just too risky. But where are you going to hide it at, Teak? Fiona asked. Her face was alit at the idea of Tiki attending a royal ball. I'm going to hide the ring in bloody Buckingham Palace, right where I found it. Tiki beamed at them. This is the solution they'd been looking for. Not only would she not have to worry anymore about being arrested for stealing the ring, but she would be able to claim the reward and also be rid of Riker and the fairies at the same time. It was perfect. You've lost your bloody mind. Seamus paced back and forth, his hands behind his back. Fiona twirled and hummed a snippet of a tune. I'd like to go to a ball. But how will they know where to look? Toots asked. Shush. Just a lot of you need to be quiet and just listen for a minute. Tiki leaned forward again, her voice low. I'm going to sneak into the ball and hide the ring someplace where no one will think to look. Then I'm going to sneak back out. They won't even know I was there. I'll be invisible just like Tut said. She smiled over at the young boy. I said that? Then Tiki continued. We'll contact the guards and tell them we have the ring. But how? Seamus started. Tiki held up a hand. We'll strike a bargain with the royals, Tiki said. If they give us the reward, we'll tell them where the ring is. She sat back. It'll be so simple. No, it will not. And that is the end of chapter 9. I would love to hear you guys' theories on what's going to happen in the comments. I really hope that this entire thing uploads, because that was a little bit longer of a chapter, and I really don't want to do that again because I've already read it twice now. I love this book, but YouTube's giving me some problems. But until then, if you liked this story, subscribe. I do live streams almost every day. I do live storytellings every Saturday, or storytelling videos every Saturday. And till then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, my beautiful raindrops. Stay weird, stay spooky, stay dreaming.